I just feel like I look so frozen. But hello. Welcome back to my channel. My hair is all willy-nilly, silly, but we're still gonna get this going. I don't know what we're gonna be discussing today, but you will be fortunate in everything that you do. Earlier, I was discussing being slow to anger because it all works out anyway. And a lot of times, anger is not benefiting you or those around you. It may benefit you if you're, operating in a more healthier way, because emotions and everything, we don't have to look at them as negative, right? We can all get angry, we can all feel away, we can all be sad, whatever the case may be. Gotta put the girls up. All right. Hi. My dog says hello. Now, I have reorganized my desk, so I'm not sure which deck that I want to use. All right, girl, we can't be getting up. She seen me hours before I started the live. She do this when I get on live. She don't want me to be on live. Okay, so we're gonna be getting into some messages. Some of these decks, they have like certain negative cards, so I don't know if I want to look at it like a certain way instead of negative and all this other stuff. Maybe I can look at it as a way of shadow work. Ooh, the Emperor, stability, solid foundations. Okay, I feel like stability or a solid foundation. So somebody could be encouraged to create this, or somebody is coming into this, especially after a period of painful endings, self-entrapment, love, in relationship, right? All right. Cleansing the energy around me as well as with this deck. Okay, I would like to get a message here for the collective. What messages do I have here for the collective? You know your girl always got a message. So let's see what the cards and myself have for the collective. But back to what I was saying, being slow to anger and all that good stuff. And I was also mentioning how we may all just be misunderstanding one another, because we mainly look at things from a space of, this is wrong, this is right. This is black, this is white. This is this is that. Religion is real, spirituality is not. It's like I don't know why all these things exist, but I can see why they do exist. I don't know why all these things exist, but I can see why they exist. All right, it's always I'm always happy to be here. Okay, I love doing readings, especially when you just go with the flow, you trust your intuition, you just vibe. I always be tapping in with my subconscious, things that I already know. So I just love pulling it out of the shadows and sharing it with a collective who can resonate with it. And I do feel like if you come across this collective, you may be able to resonate with something that I am telling you, or I may have a message for you. But feel free to scroll. But at the end of the day, only say what resonates for you. This video will be uploaded to my YouTube. If you all do want to get on the list is open. The list is open. All right, Ace of Cups on the back. What? I think I want to keep my hair down in a ponytail though. It's cute. All right. Cats could be significant. Laughter or children or the Six of Cups energy could be significant. All right, father figures. Romance or close connections. New love, new relationships, new emotions. Renewal. Yeah. If that resonates, once again, only take what resonates. All right, what message is here for the collective? Ace of Cups came out with the... Okay, we're going to keep these messages now. Ace of Cups came out again. It came out with the Emperor. This looks like a divine masculine. This looks like a divine masculine. Or a father. Women could be significant. This don't have to just be a male energy. This could be solid foundations. Angel number 4. Angel number 41. Angel number 1 could be significant. All right, we got divine masculine energy out here. The Emperor, tying to establishment, action oriented, a person who gets it done, protective, authority, powerful, stability, leader, and father. These are all the different keywords that this Emperor energy can signify. Now, the Ace of Cups came out on top of it, which is tying to overflowing love. It ties to bliss, romantic success, new romance, flowing emotion, and this is it. This is, and joy is right here. I feel like new romance is here with the divine masculine, or a leader, someone powerful, protective, somebody who gets it done. There's some type of new romance, new, a romantic success, if you will. It's giving that energy like this is it. That's confirmation for somebody. Because maybe you, like, y'all been the type of people who come into connections and it just has not been working out. You thought that was going to be your one and true love and all this stuff. And then it turns out to be, you know, breakup and never talk again or whatever the case may be. But whatever this is it. That's what I'm getting with this. This is it. Tell me more about this energy. Tell me more about this. We got the Four of Swords. Rest. It says time for non-action. Let this come in is what I'm getting. This ain't no forceful energy. Maybe this energy will come about when things are slow, or when it's not really expected, when it's not even sought after, when somebody is in this space of healing and just isolation. Or maybe this is where someone is right now, their day-to-day. It's looking like isolation, going within, silence, rest. Someone encouraged to take a break. Somebody could be healing. It says recalibrate and retreat. Maybe somebody taking a break from love, a partnership. Maybe it could be encouraged. But with this other energy here, I'm seeing that Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Aries, Libra could be significant. We got Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo on the back of the deck with the Page of Coins energy. All right, let's sit with this for a little bit. Let's sit with this before I pull any more. Queen of Wands, that's that fire energy. This Leo energy right here. This could be somebody who's like charming, confident, a stylish trendsetter, very outgoing, a visionary. Hell, this could be your energy. You could be attracting the real deal. Maybe somebody got to do their shadow work to come into a connection as such. You know, because sometimes we be having to do our own individual work to attract something as such. For some of y'all, I don't know if this is like past energy, a new person, because everybody's situation could be different. Like earlier when I was talking about the Six of Cups, that's most definitely tied to the past, and this Ace of Cups energy most definitely ties to new love. It doesn't have to just be new love, new person. It can also be a renewal of what was, you know, coming into new energy, you know, new start, new beginning, stuff like that, especially emotionally. Something about a break is significant. A period of going within, not a period of non-action, retreating. Maybe due to love, father figure, whatever this is. Okay, tell me more about the Emperor. Tell me more about this Emperor. Why is the Emperor out here? Okay, pain. So an Emperor could have broken someone's heart, or the Emperor heart could be broken. The Emperor's heart could be broken. Or maybe there was some type of establishment or foundation that brought about deep emotional pain or loss or whatever the case may be. But it's still in the upright though, so that's interesting. So this could really be a person rather than a thing. But like I said, take the messages how they resonate. Alright, so deep emotional pain. Somebody could have a father wound. Most definitely gotta heal. Yeah, this would be the perfect time. Especially because love is always around, but if someone is not in that space of being able to receive, you know, and they still have certain, that's probably why we highlighted that I thought that was the 6 of Cups right there. That's a 6 of Coins. So what was I saying? And father wound. Yeah. Like maybe this Emperor, of course, showed up in the energy of gets it done, protective authority figure, whether it was on the outside looking in or that's just what is given. It came out in the upright, so this is what this energy is given. It's like one of those situations where somebody like, well, I provided everything for you. You had food. You had the roof over your head. And it's like, but I didn't have the emotional safety. Shit, probably didn't even have the other things as well. Like, everybody's situation is different. Some people, they may not know their father because maybe their father did not raise them. Maybe the word would be abandonment. Okay? For others, maybe a baby dad is significant, or this could be talking about a romantic situation. Like, it's really, like, it could be anything. But just to read the cards, Emperor, this could be a person, or it can be like a foundation, an establishment, right? This energy can also be encouraged, or this could just be the energy that someone is in. You know how they say this is the path of enlightenment. This could possibly be the path of being action-oriented, stable, whatever the case may be, right? Especially in emotionally and mentally. Or maybe it's gonna, of course, get to that point because maybe there's something that needs to be taken care of first. Like, if there's unresolved emotions, then, of course, stability and unresolved emotions, they don't really go together. So I'm trying to see what this is. It can be many things, and earlier I was getting that energy after a period of chaos, injustice, you know, connecting with people who lacked accountability, they were dishonest, whatever the case may be. It's like all of that is going to be switching around into something more healthy, flowing emotion, a romantic success, bliss, different stuff like that. Sometimes this is you're not gonna wake up one day and be in this energy. Sometimes it's gonna take you actually resting, healing, whatever the case may be, to get there. So somebody could have gotten hurt, or somebody could be hurt. And I feel like this is somebody who is showing up as the Emperor and or the Divine Masculine and or a father figure. Somebody who's a leader, possibly has some type of authority or power. Somebody who's action-oriented. They could have hurt someone, or they could be the one experiencing deep emotional pain. Or maybe there was an establishment, a foundation, something, whereas there was a loss, emotional pain or heartbreak or whatever the case may be. Confirm this Ace of Cups energy. That was quick. Okay, confirm the Ace of Cups. Maybe there could be a blockage within what somebody is manifesting. Yeah, I literally feel like that's shadow work. I feel like shadow work needs to be done. Okay, thank you for your feedback. Court said, you're on point. A new love told me he is emotionally hurt and closed off now, and he has a father wound. Interesting. Yes, because a lot of times we can look at it as our energy or someone else's. If we take this into account and we're like, what message can I get out of this for me? Do I have a father wound? Am I someone who's still hurt by something? You know, we can look at it in many ways. We can take a message for ourselves. We can look at it as, you know, whereas it's for other people. Or it can be both, you know. But thank you for sharing. Now, ooh. Yeah, there go the Tower right there. Yeah, ooh-wee. Prepare for change. Yeah, this was this Tower moment. Ooh-wee. This Tower came in and brought a deep emotional cleanse. Something, this is the autumn equinox. So the Tower is coming out with the lunar eclipse and the autumn equinox. So the Tower is something that happens unexpectedly. It possibly don't feel too grand. Think of a literal storm, but also think of a faulty foundation, right? Something could have possibly been built on faulty foundation. When something is built on faulty foundation, it comes tumbling down. Chaos, upheaval. Maybe something was stable and then some out the woodworks came and life, something changed or something. This could even been like a divorce, a separation. Somebody could be broken up right now. Prepare for change. Some of y'all, this could be things that has already happened and then you had to prepare for change after this Tower moment came about. Or this could be present moment energy where it's like, okay, a Tower moment, either you're actively experiencing a Tower moment or in the near future you will, or maybe you've already experienced it and this is just the aftermath of everything. But the Tower moment had came out here, and I know I still have these cards here. So with this Ace of Cups, I had confirmed the Ace of Cups and the Devil instantly came out. Instantly. So I had confirmed it again, and then the Magician was coming out sideways. Usually the Magician is the manifesting energy. Some people literally associate it with magic and everything like that. Gemini and Mercury could be significant. This ties to a resourceful creator. So I feel like somebody has tools. I feel like somebody is attracting someone who has the tools but are still learning how to wave their wand. We wave our wand to manifest. Someone has the tools, but maybe they're still learning their power, how to wave the wand, or whatever the case may be. I'm going to confirm more about it. But I do know when it comes to this new love stuff, this bliss, romantic success, new romance, flow, and emotion, something is being created. It's possibly not here yet, or maybe it is here, but there's some type of hindrance or disruption or whatever the case may be. Now, in the next few months, something is going to be very significant, especially within the next 3 months. I'm seeing make long-term plans, express gratitude. The fall time could be very significant. Harvest is significant. With this lunar eclipse energy, it ties to a deep emotional cleanse, the subconscious being revealed, a new emotional cycle, seeing clearly, divine aid. So somebody could also be experiencing an awakening, an ego death, endings. Somebody possibly hasn't experienced something can also be coming. Somebody can also be coming into an awakening in the near future as well, if they're not already. Okay, perfect. Let's see who's out in this spread. Let's see the people who are out, because is it one person out here? Is this talking about the queer in itself? We got unhealthy habits. So, and that brings us back to this devil. This devil energy ties to addictions, obsessions, you know, things that grip you, has a hold on you. It ties to materialism, the shadow self. This is the card of shadow work, okay? Loving one's shadows. It can also represent sexuality and sex as well. This came out with the Ace of Cups. Somebody with long hair. All right, let's see. Who is this emperor? We're going to be real specific. Who is this emperor? We got 441 on the clock. We got 10 heart memes. 11 viewers. Welcome, welcome. This is a collective. We almost at 3K, you guys. Let's get the live up to 50K. Let's get the live up to 50K. We can do it. All right, let's see. Who is this emperor? Who is this emperor? This emperor could be somebody plus size, or this could be something, no shade, huge, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, but if this is a person, it could be somebody who's plus size. We got elderly on the back of the deck. Okay, confirm if this magician is anybody. Let's see. Who is this magician? Okay, so maybe the magician is, it can be a person or it doesn't have to be. But we got mature and we have tattoo. So this could be somebody with a tattoo and it could be somebody who is mature. It doesn't have to be mature in age, even though we did see elderly for the emperor, but not for the magician necessarily. And the emperor and the magician can be two of the same individuals. It doesn't have to be different. But with the emperor here, we already talked about that. So with the magician, it could be somebody who's mature and has a tattoo. Or this situation could involve something of permanence or significance, or something going from inexperienced to mature, right? What was the opposite of mature? I'm talking about inexperienced. I can't even think. But this is the magician energy. That's what this is right here. And then the emperor. Okay. Ace of Cups energy. Okay, let's see what happens when I confirm the devil. Confirm this devil energy. Coarse, curly hair. You can have this type of hair, or whoever is in this devil energy could have this type of hair. It can even be third parties. Somebody short could be significant. Somebody muscular or a male. I just feel like this is somebody's. What is Okay. Who is the querent? Who is the querent? Who is the querent? The querent could be someone with glasses, who wears glasses, whatever the case may be. The querent can be more than one individual. The querent is somebody who the reading is for. Got curly hair again. Okay. How many people are in the reading? How many people are in the reading? Could be a group of people. Somebody with piercings. It could be somebody who's very young. It could be somebody who's Caucasian. Someone with brown eyes. Someone who has a red attire. Somebody who's Australian. So yeah, it can be dismissed. Yeah. I probably should ask a different question than that, because this most definitely is a collective. Right, somebody who dresses nice. Okay, so people who are coming out in this read could be mature, up in age, has a tattoo or tattoos, wears glasses. They don't have to be prescribed. It could be stylish type of wear. We have many ethnicities coming out. Okay, we have white American here. That's literally what that says. And we have Australian here. Of course, we talked about hairstyles earlier. And I'm sure you don't have to just simply be melanin, right, to have certain type of hair like this. But I'm really trying to think if I just want to leave with that. Because I really only see melanin people. They're real natural hair like this. But I mean, you know, weave can be a thing. I seen long hair earlier. Somebody with piercing, somebody with brown eyes, somebody could be bald. Okay, so this most definitely could be talking about different situations. So it's all about how I go about with the message. Somebody nicely dressed. Okay. Somebody with a mole. All right, I see. So multiple situations and scenarios, guys. It could be one person. It could be many. It all depends on you and your situation. Only take what resonates. This message is not for anyone in particular. Just reading the cards. Okay. Tell me more about what's going on here. What is going on here? Making progress, gaining strength, shifting consciousness. That's what I'm saying. And then got the Two of Swords. Frozen with indecision. So there could be two individuals who are on different levels of growth and consciousness. Aside from that, I can also be talking about a person who needs to do shadow work, heal father wounds. This doesn't mean that you don't have mother wounds and everything else. Someone says, block me. I'm not interested in no witchcraft. I keep getting this. You can block me, love, okay? Block me. I don't do witchcraft, honey. Okay. Let's see. So I feel like something could be making progress, but there's still some type of unclear path here. Somebody could be withholding, avoiding something, could be frozen with indecision, literally. But it's crazy because it's Two of Swords energy. It literally ties to IMPASSE, right? which means not able to make progress. Maya says interacting with it makes it pop up more, genius. Okay, so the waxing moon here ties to making progress. The timing is 1 to 2 weeks. It ties to shifting consciousness, gaining strength, final steps, increase. That's what it talks about. So in the next week or two, as well as the next 3 months, somebody may be coming into an awakening, realizing that the way their life is going and their relationships are going has a lot to do with them and their need to heal rather than everyone else. Someone's day-to-day could look like grief, disillusionment, sorrow, depression, heartbreak, misunderstanding, tears, loss, isolation, going within, silence, rest, taking a break, healing, recalibrating, retreating. Maybe these things could be encouraged. Maybe somebody is hurt, so they're going into isolation. Maybe they feel like maybe somebody could be protecting themselves, protecting what they're creating. But the thing is, you create your reality if you believe so, right? If you believe that you create your reality, then you can actually go way further in life manifesting the life that you want instead of living a life that you don't. Maybe somebody, they're learning, they're evolving. They may not be at a certain level yet, but somebody's making progress. This could be in a relationship. This could be within one's own individual path and whatever they're going through mentally, emotionally, within their connections, within their healing journey, whatever the case may be. What is this situation? Is this time to love? Is this time to... what is this time to? Well, yeah. It could be time to love, relationships, emotions, even what, creativity. Because the King of Cups came out in the reverse. Now, the King of Cups in reverse ties to somebody who's emotionally immature. So this could be time to somebody who's emotionally immature. Maybe they got, they got things going in other areas. Like maybe in other areas it's kind of cool and okay, period. They get things done and whatever the case may be. But it's like they probably let things get to them so bad to where they actually sabotage it in their own reality, or actually ooh-wee. So I'm talking to somebody who's moody, possibly emotionally unavailable, withdrawn. I feel like somebody's encouraged to focus on inner feelings, or maybe someone is already doing so. Sunday, welcome back in. Welcome to the team. Now angel number 11 is significant. The star is on the back. We got hope, healing, renewal. Ooh-wee. Feel like somebody's stressed, soul searching, preoccupied with financial matters. But in this space to where they're frozen with indecision. Somebody is constantly shifting. And then it's like they're back at a standstill. Tower moment. Getting through things, establishing things, maintaining. Tower moment again. It's like pain and this and a new way of thinking and heartbreak and emotionally immature. You, them, everybody. What is this Magician energy? Yeah, somebody could be moving to calmer waters though. Like, it's crazy. Maybe through all the fussing and fighting and back and forthness, leaves. Ain't no more work to be done. It's like a couple who trying to make it work. And it's just, no matter what, they always make it back to the same thing. Like, at first it's like, okay, we're gonna fix this, and then they try to fix it, and it's like, here comes more issue. And that's because you gotta do certain work individually. It'd be two people with mother and father wounds, haven't fully stepped into their power, but also insecure, shifting, evolving, unaware, and then coming to some level of consciousness, but still unaware in other areas. It's just like, it's a lot going on. What is this Magician energy? But I feel like one has Chariot. It's like, just go, just move forward. Or somebody already know what path, what direction, whatever they want to go down. This is the Strength of Will card. It talks about forward movement, determined willpower, success, control, action, travel, and focus. Limit 8 says Isaiah 60:22. This is Cancer energy. A Cancer moon could be significant. Well, prepare for change. I'm seeing a deep emotional cleanse happen over the next 3 months. But I am seeing something about bliss and new romance and, you know, somebody feeling like this is it. But the thing is, somebody was coming into a new situation or whatever the case may be with attachment, with attachments, with addictions, whatever the case may be. You, another person, all of the above, both parties, whatever the case may be. So maybe that's why the Tower moment came about, because of course when something's been on faulty foundation, it comes tumbling down. Tumbling. Okay, don't do me. Okay. Confirm the devil. I really just feel like this is somebody encouraged to do shadow work, honestly. I feel like that's why chapters or life and this and that unfolds the way that it does. We over here mad at the world when your life the way it is because of you, honey. You stressing your damn self out. You sad, sir, ma'am, whoever, because there's unresolved emotions here. And then when you try to connect with people who also have unresolved emotions and obsessions or addictions or whatever the case may be, and you think, okay, this it right here. And then you realize, oh, this person emotionally immature. Or you even realize that you could be emotionally immature. And maybe somebody is coming to this energy where now they're moody, you know, mood swings is swinging. Somebody could be emotionally unavailable now. So maybe this is a situation where, I just feel like somebody's determined. Somebody is determined. They say where there is will, there is a way. But I feel like somebody is discovering something. Confirm this Chariot. The 10 of Coins in the reverse. Yeah, that's why, this gonna keep happening. When somebody feel like, you know, I'm going to keep on doing this. I'm going to keep on doing this. Even though it's no longer about love anymore. Like, that's when you're supposed to take a break, take a step back. When you start being emotionally unavailable and operating in like a lower vibrational space, apparently you just need time. You're probably coming off like the villain in people's life, or maybe you are deeming people as the villain in your life. But this is because of heartbreak. If an individual was not in this energy, the whole spread would be different. The whole relationship will be different. The whole experience, the whole outcome, the whole whatever. Stability. Forward movement. Shocking event. Prepare for change. Deep emotional cleanse. There's an overflow of love here, but it possibly is toxic or low vibrational, or some shadow work needs to be done. Progress is being made, but there's still some type of obstacle or blockage, but I feel like it's all internal. Ain't that bad of them? I feel like it's all internal, but nobody is going to know that until they know. You know, it's similar to like an awakening. That aha, that, oh, damn, so I was wrong. Like one of those. So I don't know if it's you, them, romantic, paternal, this, that, platonic, multiple people, uno. It could be anything. Career, finance, personal life, healing journey, soul searching. It's so much different stuff coming out here, you know? Money concerns, family feuds, different stuff. But I honestly can say that I feel like somebody's life is the way that it is because of self. It's not blaming self or anybody else. It's just taking accountability. Because a lot of times, if we down in the dumps, grieving, depressed, it's because we feel hurt by something. Your feelings are valid. You're hurt. Feel all your emotions. Because I know it's people who sometimes they gotta cry, but they don't want to cry. That's double injustice. Because now you ain't letting it out. So I can see why relationships and divorce rates, you know, increase. You got to get yourself together before you try to come together. Because then when you try to come together, ooh, But I feel like somebody is seeing that there's no progress able to be made. So now maybe they're just going in a whole, either they're staying stagnant, repeating a cycle, or in the near future, they're going to decide, yeah, I'm moving forward. Either evolving or setting boundaries, or both. Oh, my brain hurt. Luck is on somebody's side, though. That's what I'm saying. I really feel like it's all about, like, you create your own reality. But if you feel like everything is everybody else's fault and, oh, the world out to get you, I got the bad end of the stick in life, I see why you miserable. Okay, I see why. Okay, no cap. But it happens. It happens. Sometimes, like I said, if you knew better, you do better. Sometimes you genuinely be in a space where you just unaware as hell. You think you aware. You think you know. But then when you learn about shadow work and you realize that a lot of things we just take personal as we get triggered, or whatever the case may be, the insecurities creep in, the fear creep in. It's not to say that what you're seeing is false. It's not to say that those individuals, like, maybe they are somebody who you can't fully trust. Nobody is discrediting that. But we got to get down to the bottom. We got to see, where did the trust issues originate? Where did it come from? You may not be able to remember every single thing, but I'm sure some type of introspection can be done. Because I most definitely know shadow work is needing to be done. So, homework. Good homework. Beneficial homework. Shadow work. Because then I feel like when that's done, then we can get to the other things. Like, you know, realizing one's power and like all this other stuff. But when you already like shadow, I just feel like the shadow work, we gotta do that one first. Some what they need to do first is actually resting. But I don't feel like this is like a major arcana thing. It's more of a minor arcana thing. So of course, yes, rest, especially if you know that's necessary for you. But the main thing I was picking up on was the shadow work. You know, the devil came out, the emperor came out, different stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to see what cards I here wanted to pull. Okay, yeah, let me pull some of these so we can really know where we headed at with this reading, because it's so broad. Like, what's going on? What? Overall energy, all of the above. A personal issue reaches resolution. This full moon in Cancer. Okay, see? Personal issue. Personal, internal. Nothing to do with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Their relationship not working out, not because this. Well, it could be, those can still be significant, okay? But from a space of a more healed space, sometimes it's just a hindered heart space speaking rather than a more, you know, open heart space, which is just a heart space that's not blocked or hindered, right? You're more able to give and receive when it comes to love and like all of this stuff. Okay, but what's going on here? What is this message? It say it's time to release negativity. It's time to release negativity. This is the full moon in Scorpio, and I was just looking at Scorpio. It's a transformation is secretive for Scorpio. Okay. Nothing will come of this situation. Bring love into the situation. Okay, because at first I was like, wait. Because I knew I was most definitely feeling this. Nothing will come from this situation. Remember we was talking about IMPASSE. I need to see how that word is pronounced so I can stop spelling it out all the time. This is the void of course moon. Ooh, cha. We got nothing will come of this situation. And some of the things that I say can also be how people personally feel. Maybe you, them, they, whoever. Feel like nothing will come of a situation. But overall, I feel like it's time to release negativity and bring love into the situation. Yeah, the end of a tough cycle approaches, and I feel like that's when the end of a tough cycle approaches. It's going to keep being tough. It's going to keep being tough if you still holding on to the negativity. And it's easy to hold on to negativity with a hindered heart space. So whoever this person is, or if this is you, heal. Maybe you need a break. Maybe you need a break from people and just life overall. Maybe you just need also time. And maybe even a shifted perspective. But I feel like everything has to be in a balance. You know, maybe things are balancing. Maybe something is being juggled. It says you and your loved ones are safe. A new start is coming. Okay, this popped out the end of a tough cycle. Approaches. Tell me more about it's time to, nothing will come of this situation. Tell me more about that. It says have faith in your dreams. Right. I feel like instead of feeling or thinking negative about something, just have faith. Especially if this is something that you wish for, dream of, whatever the case may be. Some of y'all, I did see that Knight of Wands earlier, which usually talks about going after your passions. You know, and then, of course, love comes out. So this could be new person, moving on from the past, healing, no bad blood, right? This could be starting a new cycle or a new start with a person, right? But not bringing the same BS, both of y'all, so that it can actually be something new and not a pattern. And this can also be like overall a person doing shadow work so that they can release negativity and basically come into a fresher, more rejuvenated energy, going from sad, gloomy, dark to happy, positive, you know, radiant. A new romantic cycle begins. Luck is on your side. Remember that we had seen that earlier. So a new romantic cycle begins. Don't let your past hold you back. And this is funny. Make sure you go watch the reading that I did. I uploaded them on YouTube already. It was the reading that I did yesterday. So, of course, I believe my hair is like this. I posted like 3 videos today. And they're like over an hour long. So out of all of them, I have an individual box braids, right? That's the video I'm talking about, where I was talking about this, like what's coming out right now. So maybe that could resonate with you all, some of you guys. It says step out of your comfort zone. Whether that's being done with a situation that apparently can't go any further, moving forward so that you can come into something new with yourself and a new individual, or whether this is leaving the past behind, the hurt behind, having faith, you know, releasing negativity as you start anew. Single, trying again, a reconciliation or not, whether it's romantic, platonic, whatever the case may be, you know your life, okay? Maybe even balance spirituality and practicality, all right? Your dreams need a practical plan. Remember we talked about have faith in your dreams? Your dreams also need a practical plan. And it says balance spirituality and practicality. Straight up, all in your face, no confusion. Okay? I've been thinking about how having faith is better than holding on to hope. Well, with belief systems, what I love to practice is allowing myself to have more, and that's not to say that what you're saying is negative, but to have more of a less restrictive way of thinking towards the more negative side. See, I don't really want to call it negative, but been thinking about having I've been thinking about how having faith is better than holding on to hope. Yeah, for one's emotional needs. Like, if you're a person that's very optimistic. I feel like it's okay to be optimistic. It's okay to be optimistic. Because the thing is, you got to look at it as energy, like what you're manifesting. So imagine being in this space of hope. I feel like more things are able to come towards a person when they're more accessible to it. So if you have hope versus rather not have hope, you know. But it's really all on, I guess, how someone thinks. You know, a lot of times we create our realities based on our beliefs and, you know, thoughts and all of that. Hope is good. Maybe you've been disappointed. Usually, if you have hope and things you don't get what you hope for, or whatever the case may be, it can become disappointing. Just like a person who goes through so much in life and they're in survival mode, and then they start doing things to cope, you know. So but everything is different for everyone. Some people, they'll limit certain things because they feel like that helps them more emotionally, you know. But instead of taking that out, I would say just implement something else. Instead of taking out the hope and keeping the faith, me, personally, you don't have to do this. Because maybe in the meantime, not having hope could be helping you in some type of way. Maybe it could be the opposite. I don't know. This is the space that I'm in. Okay, last year I could have given you just a straightforward response, but the space that I'm in today's time, I try to be careful with what I say, and I also am able to see things in many different ways, how it can make sense in this way and that way. To see this sentence, if I would have seen it last year, 6 months ago, I probably would have had a very specific response, you know. So I just feel like the way I've seen things before felt it's not how it is in today's time. So I don't really I don't know. But I say you do you at the end of the day. Okay? Just do you, okay? Whatever you feel. You know? I came into this point that oh wait, I think I still want to use these. Whereas if we have belief systems that we don't really fully know is the case, then why not have belief systems that actually are beneficial and more of a positive light, you know? We all do create our own realities. We all are autonomous and we have our own perceptions, you know, as it is. But anything that could be beneficial to you, I would recommend. So not having... Only reason why not having hope... Wait, what was I trying to say? I was trying to say what could benefit you. Having hope could benefit you if you don't allow yourself to become disappointed if something doesn't work out. I just made a video that said, try to be slow to anger when your plans fall through. Because something always ends up working out at the end of the day anyway. I remember when I thought it was this provider who was canceling my appointments, and she was doing it on purpose. So I could have either got irritated because I am at a thin line where I could, you know, cry out the blue or spaz or whatever the case may be. But I'm also at that point of acknowledging and realizing certain things as well. So that what keeps me from going back into those spaces, because I can see things from a different space. Because seeing it from the ways that I was seeing it, it can be in a way that's actually detrimental to self, not going to do anything for anybody else, you know, whatever the case may be. So, oh my gosh, what was I saying about this doctor? I don't know. But I did make a video on it already, so I really don't even... It's not on this account. It's on my other account. It's called Paragon. Something like that. P-A-R-G, the number 0-N. I think. But, yes. Excuse my brain. My brain has been through a lot. Not only has my brain been through a lot, but I'm on a path where I'm on a mental one as well. So there's just too much going on mentally. So bear with me. Bear with me when I try to explain something. Okay. Any more messages here for the collective? Yeah, same cards. Your dreams need a practical plan. This is the full moon in Taurus energy. Taurus, it can tie to many things. Two things could be grounded, sensual. Full moon energy usually ties to letting go, releasing. That's usually when a full moon comes about. Sometimes people do certain things like releasings and stuff like that. It could be actually time to get grounded for sure. Maybe the things that are abstract, make them tangible, you know, instead of the thoughts being thoughts, put some type of action behind them to actually help them exist, create, whatever the case may be. And now I'm seeing the planet Saturn, which ties to time, karma, restriction. It can also tie to responsibility and discipline. So what is that main message with that Emperor energy? Why did the Emperor energy come out? Luck is on your side with this situation, this establishment, this person, this stability. If the person is you, then whatever it is that you got going on, you are your biggest project, possibly. Yeah, you the project. Somebody the project. Luck is on your side. Now, what is this about this Magician sideways energy? What is this about? What is that about? Show the world the real you. Literally. Live your life. Some of y'all, you in the back seat driving. You the back seat driver is what I meant to say. You the main character, but the back seat driver. Be in your life. Create. Live. What is this devil energy? What is this devil energy? Take time to breathe out. Because when people go through so many things in life, sometimes you be one to knock people upside the head. You know, sometimes you just been at your limit. Sometimes other people, they've been at their limit. So it's like we all just need to breathe out. Okay? Take some time, whatever the case may be. I understand not everybody may be at a certain level of awareness or growth when it comes to things. So it's like a constant like battle at times. But that's when you, of course, bring forth yourself more enlightenment, etc. You've done it before. And if you haven't, I've done it before. And I usually share messages that I've come across, like, not come across, this came from within me, my experiences and downloads that I get, and, you know, higher perspectives that I come into, or whatever the case may be, which I wanted to actually make more content to do rather than just solely do tarot and oracle readings, because I honestly feel like me as the messenger, the cards are just probably sending me one way when I have a whole other way, you know, that would come about if I didn't have the cards. So I may come on here, give a message without the cards, you know, from time to time, and give messages with the cards. But okay, so what's the overall message after getting the cards that I have received? Yeah, emotions are running high. So what's going on is just emotions are running high. You're sad, you're hurt. Somebody else could be sad or hurt. It's just a lot going on. Okay. And there could be stuff going on with the moon. You know, we be experiencing super moons and red moons and this, and that. You know, the moon ties to emotions and feelings and stuff of the sort. So it's just an exaggeration. Or if you're like an astrologist and you like astronomy or like other stuff like that, then that may not be something that's like, you may wholeheartedly believe in those certain things and aspects. Look, bear with me. Okay, archery or a bow and arrow could be significant. A mermaid, okay. Full moon in Aquarius, new moon in Sagittarius, super moon in the disseminating moon. What's the overall message here? With all this shadow work and these emotions, what's the message here? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Confirm more of that for the people that are confused. Confirm more of that for the people that are confused. Believe in the impossible. That's what I'm saying. You can balance spirituality and practicality, but you can also believe in the impossible. You can also create your own reality based on your own perception, your outlook, etc. So if you are naturally in this low vibrational, dark space and energy, that's probably how life is going to be and feel, and that's how you're going to view everything. Versus a person who's more have these higher perspectives and this and that, and gives grace, and they have enlightenment or whatever the case may be, because they have this certain level of like a deeper understanding and a certain level of awareness in this space of growth. And if a lot of people are not meeting you at that level, you will understand why eventually when it comes to that. See, I can see that people they're not yet at a certain level, just like how I possibly wasn't yet at a certain level of awareness or this and that. It's because maybe something just didn't click. They don't see something. It could be anything, but it's no big deal. It could be a big deal if one make it a big deal. You know, that's just what I'm saying. We make things a big deal in our own life. It don't have to be a big deal. We don't have to stress ourselves out and pull our hair out, okay? But based on how we're feeling emotionally, some of us were sad, we're depressed, we feel like, you know, we got the bad end of the stick, we're going through this, we're going through that, the economy is this kind. You stressing yourself out with all that. You just gotta let all that go. You gotta let all that go right there. What's out of your control? And a lot of things don't necessarily have to be out of your control, okay? Hold your vision. Hold your vision. A new start is coming. Conclusions are within reach. Meditate and contemplate, okay? Nothing is yet set in stone. This could be a time to give rather than take. All right? Don't fight. Try not fighting fire with fire now. This is a time for healing. Emotions are running high. Okay, and prosperity do lie ahead. What do you need to release at this point in time? We already know that you need to release negativity. What else do you need to release? Okay, some of you guys, your commitment is being tested. You have came a long way. Let's not, you know, say, fuck out of it. I'm done. It's not, you know. I don't want to go there. I guess I gotta go there. I enjoy the journey. Patient. I'm learning. All right, Benjamin. I do not condone in any unhealthy acts. Do not monkey see and monkey do. If you have a hard time of self-control, please don't even look at me. Okay? You know how sometimes you see somebody vaping, you wanna vape, you know? So this is sensitive content. Because trust. Okay. Now we're gonna get more into this individual stuff, and then there's this, yeah. Now, what's going on in this relationship that I picked up on? What's going on in this relationship? What's going on with it in this relationship? All right, y'all. Assign it to if it's platonic, romantic, whatever the case may be. What's going on in this relationship? We got meditating conscious. Somebody you don't even know. We got work through your fears on the bottom of the deck. But what's going on in this relationship? There could be some meditating going on. There could be some contemplating going on. Or this could be encouraged. Or maybe, you know, what is going on in this romantic relationship? What is going on in this romantic relationship? What is the message here when it comes to this romantic relationship? The message when it comes to this romantic relationship is work through your fears. Work through your fears. Tell me more for this romantic relationship. Tell me more. What is encouraged? Believe in the impossible. Tell me more for this romantic relationship. What does the collective need to hear in terms of this romantic relationship? You're very close to achieving your goals. Some of y'all are aiming for a partner that's, you know, it's given, I don't want nobody else but you. You ever been with somebody and you was like, I don't want nobody else but you? Probably. Because when you fall in love and da-da-da, you be like, oh my gosh, it's my boo. But I'm talking about genuinely. Even when you've seen certain sides of one another, do you still feel like there's none you want to change with a person? Dang, Ben, you ain't never felt like that. Been like, nah, not really. Like, look, it's cool. Some have, some may have not. But a person don't even have to be top tier 10 out of 10 for a person to feel like, oh my gosh, you're all that I ever wanted in a person. Somebody could just genuinely have unconditional love or like emotional capacity to carry in love for a being to where they feel that way. You know, some people may call that love being blind, being blinded by love, because that's all what's up in here. But is that so much of a bad thing? Is being blinded by love even a bad thing as we sit and talk right now? Nope. I don't know if you said nope to what I mentioned earlier or just this. Just one woman. Just one woman. You felt that way about one woman, your first wife? But I feel like you're very close to achieving your goal, whoever this message could be for. With this gibbous moon out here. Tell me more when it comes to this romantic relationship. What is the message here when it comes to this? A new start is coming. I knew so. For some of y'all, it is a reconciliation. For others of y'all, it's a new person. But look, the answers you need are coming. Because I know some of y'all, you in that head. You confused. You don't know if you want to go this route. You don't know if you want this person or you want somebody new. You just, you don't know. But for those of you who are seeking answers, the answers that you need, they are coming. And somebody came in with the name Ty. And usually, in like abbreviations, that's thank you. It's like the answers you need are coming. Thank you. So whoever this message is for, you're going to see the answers and you're going to know. You're going to know. Now, who knows? Maybe confusion could still be a thing. But I was just picking up that I'm for sure feeling somebody like realizing something. It may not be right then and there. It may be like an eventually thing, near future thing. It don't have to be. But communication is key. Whether it's romantic connection, platonic connection, reconciliation, new person, stranger, communication is key. Even if this is self-expression, listening to other people, whichever way it go, however way it flow. I like that. I just thought of that. But it sounded so 10 out of 10 for me to just instantly just come across like, oh, wait, I forgot who I was. Of course. All right, tell me about this platonic relationship. If this is a platonic relationship, tell me about this father. Okay, the answers you need are coming. Okay, it makes sense. Of course, because what you can do in another situation, it most definitely can happen in the other. And what you lack in one area of life, it can most definitely be lacking in the other. If you lack faith, you most definitely could lack faith when it comes to that new job that's going to be coming in, you traveling within your life, that relationship working out, whatever the case may be, even with fear. Oh, you fear that this person may hurt you. I'm sure you may fear stepping out of your comfort zone, So you know what I'm saying? So it's just like if a new start is able to be had in this romantic connection, for sure it could be able to be had in another relationship. That's probably what they mean by I remember I had heard this Young Boy song a long time ago, and he was like, if you can't be in a relationship with this person and make it work, how the hell you think you're supposed to be in another relationship and make it work? It's the same thing. So it's like, that's what I mean by when you understand things on a more deeper level than what it already is. Like when I first heard that, I was like, well, I wasn't like that, but I'm sure I had my own opinion towards it. But now I can see, it's not about who's right, who's wrong, what's the truth, what's the lie. It's more about the, damn, I didn't forget what the hell I'm about to say. Ain't that bottom bitch? Oh my gosh. It's okay, honey. It's okay. Tell me more about this platonic connection, father figure situation. Okay, this platonic, paternal. Okay, it says a win-win outcome is forecast. It's coming out in the reverse. So I feel like there's still going to be a lot more work that will need to be done within that relationship rather than this romantic relationship. Not saying that the romantic relationship is perfect. Of course, whatever the case may be. Could be. I don't know. Oh, look. Adjustments are required. Adjustments are required. Yeah, I just feel like ego and one's old way of thinking, with, of course, boundaries and self-love, therefore, as well, love towards others, and lowering one's expectations could go very, very far when it comes to this paternal or platonic relationship. What I was getting, and you can apply that to anything, take how it resonates. What I was getting more from this romantic relationship was that either a new person, right? New start in love, whatever is coming. This could be with the same individual or someone who you already know. This could be with someone who's new. It could be anything. But maybe somebody still needs to get firm on something. A thought, a decision, an idea, whatever it is. So I feel like some meditating and contemplating could really help somebody. Maybe somebody is confused about something. Maybe somebody is indecisive. But when it comes to this romantic relationship, somebody is very close to achieving a goal. This could be involving the relationship with both individuals, or this could be something that's more individually that could still benefit the relationship, or it's just time to just individually, has nothing to do with the other person, but it's still coming out for that love specifically. So take it how it resonates. But confidence is your key. See, the confidence or ego, whatever the case may be, in this paternal, platonic, whatever relationship this is type of connection is not really as potent. So I don't really think it's just like that's the top thing that's necessary when it comes to this. Possibly not even like, yeah, necessary for real. But when it comes to this romantic connection, for sure, this will be top number one, confidence. We did see that Queen of Wands earlier. So like I said, some of y'all, it could really just be your own energy. Whoever the queen is, somebody is sad, somebody is hurt. Maybe somebody has a father wound. Maybe somebody got hurt in a relationship, whatever the case may be. And it's like that past hurt or the different trauma and even whatever they've experienced recently, whatever the case may be. Some of you guys have cried not long ago, right? Something is still like a tearjerker. It's still hurtful. It was something that was like heartbreaking that happened between you, another, or maybe something you created, an establishment. Maybe this was something tying with self. Maybe some of you guys feel like you've lost yourselves. Maybe you feel like you've lost your love, your partner, or maybe you feel it's just different stuff going on. But I was saying, after a period of this painful endings and all this other stuff going on, obstacles, I'm seeing something turn around. But I feel like it's mainly going to turn around when someone awakens. Like, of course, right? Like, duh. Because if you just don't see something, you just don't see it. Versus when you do, it's like an aha moment, or like it's clear now. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And I do mean that in a deeper sense. If a person is not at a certain level of awareness, it's on them, their own time to get there. Just like how some of you guys, you started off at 0 years old, and maybe some of you guys are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, who knows? It was probably a point in time where you probably thought you were 100% right about something, and then you realized that you weren't. Or maybe it was a situation where you were unconscious within a certain aspect. You lacked awareness, and then it's like you've awakened, you know? So as you can see, this is how you're able to see things from your own truth, because you may have experienced it, realized it, whatever the case may be. That's where grace and understanding and all this other stuff comes in. And we can use it even in the sense of love. When I can see that I've been through so much in life, so even a person like me who's kind, etc., could spaz or do this and do that, I could have more grace and understanding with people who possibly are not the best people. That don't mean I go around not being the best person in the world and taking my anger out on everybody, but that does mean how I can see how people could show up in a certain energy, especially when, you know, we're all different. Some people raised different, this and that, you know. We all just different, you know. So I let people have their beliefs. I let people do what they do, because at the end of the day, I was religious at one point in time, then I became spiritual. At this point, I'm just like, look, just like I said, it's the journey itself. It's the journey itself. You get to that journey, boom, destination. And I feel like that will be at the point to where I just feel like maturing more and more. Growth. Yes, growth. Man. Somebody could have been resisting some type of truth, avoiding some type of truth as well. What truth? is this person avoiding? Was they avoiding? What truth was this person avoiding? A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Wow. Justice most definitely could be a thing. Maybe somebody had like this knowing or belief, or maybe their values or commitment, whatever the case may be, something. Maybe somebody was supposed to see. I'm telling you. The thing is, some of you guys, you know something. You have the knowledge. You have the truth. Whatever the case may be. But maybe it's being avoided. Or maybe somebody is not awoken to it. Or maybe it's being avoided but not even on purpose. Maybe out of confusion. Maybe out of indecisiveness. Oh, yes. Get a personal reading. Wow. Okay. So there's some adjusting that needs to be done. Okay. Loved this deck. Okay, this may go over here. This may go like this. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what these cards say, but I'm going to pull some. This is the What's Poppin' deck. All right, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Oop, we got haters gonna hate. Somebody pressure, haters gonna hate. You are safe and protected. What's meant for you will be for you. Alright, what's going on? What messages do I have here for this collective? My phone on 29%. What messages do I have here for the collective based on the message that I've given to them, that I've seen? What message do I have here for the collective? Fall, but get up. Fall, but get back up. That is this energy. And then on the back is no need to worry. Yes. Don't be scared of failure. You gotta keep it professional. It says, so I guess if you make content, or if you're like a professional, or you're in something, maybe do something more professionally. It says keep it professional, post your content, and don't worry about fame, history, views, thoughts, or being liked. Angel number 93, angel number 39, September 3rd, 1993. March 9th. Eight of Swords, entrapment. Yeah, get out of your head. Something is coming in. Get ready. Get out of your head when posting content. Something is coming in for you. Get out of your head. Get ready. Somebody paralyzed by the deep thoughts. Drama queen. Oop, it's also what this energy is saying. I'm telling you. Sometimes we make a big deal out of nothing, not on purpose, not because this is and that. Sometimes you were taught, you witness, and it's like we just traumatize. We traumatize ourselves. We take everything personal, when a lot of things is the way it is, because I'm telling you, it's really like people be hurt, sad. It'd be like so much stuff. And a lot of times you would be like, well, I still don't show up in these in that type of way. And that's just you. There's like billions of other people in the world, like on the plane. So it's like, ooh, cha. Ooh, cha. It says the music industry is calling your name. Some of y'all could be thinking about the music industry, feel like that's a calling or something like that. We got trust yourself, trust your vision. Yeah. You most definitely won't be confused. You trust yourself, you trust your vision. See, I became the same way, cognitive dissonance, etc. Especially, like I told you, I went from religious to spiritual, and then at some point in time, I just didn't want to label myself as anything due to constantly evolving or shifting, whatever the case may be. Which, my beliefs per se, I wouldn't say that Christianity and then spirituality and then atheist and then da-da-da. I'm not saying something continued on, but it was more in a sense of me realizing that, or at least a perspective of certain belief systems were projected, certain things were taught from other standpoints rather than me blossoming into something on my own or whatever the case may be. A lot of things, just pass around information. Society, in the home, what you're around, whatever the case may be. So I started looking at things like, hold on, am I even operating like, because I remember when I was young too, I had asked my mother, I'm like, why do I gotta be Christian? Why am I a Christian? I was genuinely curious. I'm like, and she was like, cause I'm Christian and you're gonna be Christian. That was all she wrote, honey. And then it's like when she had passed and I didn't really feel a certain level of support from, my other loved ones, it was like, that's when everything really fully shifted and changed, for sure. But I just started resonating a lot with numerology and astrology and like stuff like that. And then eventually I seen people do tarot on live or whatever the case may be. Messages always was accurate. So I just was coming into these different things based on my own personal experiences, whatever the case may be, having more free will to go where you're gonna go. Especially, of course, when your parents start passing away, that places you in a more independent space. My mom passed when I was 19. So when I thought I was grown, I most definitely was not. Thought I knew everything, honey. It says they're bothered, not your problem. Do you? And then it says, yeah, so it's the same thing. They're bothered, not your problem. Do you? See me? How I am now? Because I wrote these a while ago. Okay. So in today's time, I probably wouldn't write this. But this could still be the case. Somebody most definitely could be bothered. And it's not your problem because on a more higher sense, instead of being petty and everything else, it's like that's not personal. If people are bothered by you, that's their own inner demons. And remember, that's the main message of what we was talking about in the first place. A lot of times, it's not everybody else. It doesn't mean that your feelings are not valid. If you became saddened, this, that, your emotions were disrupted, that's just what happened. Your feelings are valid. Tend to yourself. Maybe your inner child felt disrespected, injustice, whatever the case may be. Maybe you yourself overall, your inner child, same thing as you. But it's more that, like when you start off, in the world, before everybody tells you what to do and who you are and what to believe in. You just you in that space. Some of y'all were very much more outgoing, confident, outspoken, you know, all that. Then now you in your 30s, 40s, 50s, you can't even go on stage and by, you know, with 20 people in the room, right? Or 100 people in the room. And hey, there could be a such thing as shyness or this or that, but sometimes it's deeper. It's just deeper on why something exists to begin with, just like the energy of somebody feeling bothered by you or you feeling bothered by someone else. Ask yourself, why am I feeling bothered? Because 9 times out of 10, nobody is really purposely doing anything to you. And even if people are purposely doing something to you, I remember I was at a space to where if somebody stepped on my shoe, I would not get upset, anything. I'm telling you, that's literally why I had connected a lot with what I thought was how I view spirituality. Because when I was being as open-minded as such, because, you know, in religion, it's usually like very limited. You believe in one God and like this and like that, whatever the case may be. There are sins, there's hell, there's heaven. So where was I going with this? I'm trying to remember. It'll come back to me. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay. So take these messages how they resonate for you all. All right. Now this says, listening to everyone will distract your view. No, listening to everyone will distort your view. This also came out in the reverse. So for some of you guys, it's okay to be open-minded and hear other people's theories or whatever the case may be. You don't have to take them on as your own. Now, for others of you guys, maybe trusting in yourself and your own inner counsel will do you more justice than, you know, listening to everybody else. And maybe that's just possibly at this point in time, because maybe you're at a space, a vulnerable space where you can be projected on, right? So of course, listening to everyone possibly won't really do you any justice. You will probably go crazy, right? Now, take the messages once again, how they resonate. Yeah, so I was trying to see, I'm like, is my cards in reverse or did this literally come out in reverse? So all of these are pretty much in reverse, but like I said, the message still stands. We got love yourself and celebrations. Yes, it says you belong in the spotlight. Any more messages out here tying to this father figure? Any more messages out here? Trust intuition. Trust intuition when it comes to this, okay? On the back, it says what's meant for you will be for you, all right? Regret, discontentment could be significant. Missed opportunities due to being in the space of apathy. For some, not everybody is in that missed opportunity energy with whoever this is, if it's a person, because if it's meant to be, it will naturally be. But since the Four of Cups does talk about missed out opportunities being in a certain space, I still wanted to call that out. So feel free to take that how you will. It says anything that's negative is false. This is a quote that I had created. It was just talking about that type of mindset earlier. This is the Ten of Hearts. All right, tell me more about this romantic situation. Tell me more about this romantic situation. It says, you are doing great. Be proud of you. And on the back, it says, it's happening for you, not to you. It's happening for you, not to you. You're doing great. Be proud. When it comes to this romantic situation, send me more messages for this. Okay, it says, you did nothing wrong. Be gentle with yourself. It's coming out in the reverse. So, once again, this is not about who's right, who's wrong. Point the finger. It's more about us still operating in that space of love. See, that's probably why people are encouraged to love their shadows, because when they don't love their own shadows, how can they accept someone else's? So how can I really accept you for you when I haven't even fully loved me? Loving me will be all of me. See, shadow work is about loving all parts of yourself, even the parts that you try to hide, that you know, feel subconscious, whatever about, subconscious about, whatever. So it's mainly the energy of, like I said, taking accountability for self, because of course, being in this plane, right? This earth has been here for billions of years, which is crazy because we're in the year of 2026. But the plane has been here for over 1 billion years, and life, living organisms, has also existed for just as long on planet Earth. So, I believe. But, so many theories and beliefs and this and that. And it's like, it's all coming from human beings. You too are a powerful being. This is not to say, oh, everybody who come up with a theory, it's foolishness. How they gonna tell me what's true if they bleed how I bleed? We got here like that. Like I said, it's just an idea to where this doesn't hurt anyone but benefits both parties, all parties. Accountability. So it's like an example. Say I get cheated on, and this person probably been cheating since the first day we met, and I've been with them for like 2 years. Got married, had kids, and then finds out that they are gay and cheating sexually with both genders. This was somebody you met in high school, so it's giving high school sweetheart, this and that. And then boom, all this stuff come tumbling down. The fairy tale ain't fairy telling. This not what I seen in the movies, right? So, taking accountability, right? Within this, somebody take accountability. What the hell? What you mean? They didn't cheat it. They didn't da. I get it. If we for somehow felt the opposite way of being cheated on, etc. If we lived in a world where being cheated on was not a big deal, we wouldn't make it a big deal. If we lived in a world where it wasn't first taught that men and women belong together and, being romantically involved was a thing, none of this will probably be a problem. But I feel like since that exists to the human mind, body, soul, whatever you want to call it, right? These are still words and everything that was created. Just a perspective. A theory. So it's like everybody's autonomous. You come into these different ways of viewing things, thinking, creating, whatever the case may be. So it's like a perspective based on, this is how I would take accountability for that situation, right? It's not personal. It's not personal. If someone had the capacity to love for what you feel love is, for what you feel like a person is supposed to show up in a relationship is, because what you were taught, what you've seen, what you feel is true, right? Of course, that will hurt you to the core. Of course, you will probably look at it like, this is wrong. How could they do this to me? I can't believe this happened. I feel so stupid. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. All this stuff. That's why I say we traumatize each other, because it really starts off with judgment. That's why embarrassment exists. But when people already learn to love themselves in the midst of things outside of their control anyway, you would have been able to navigate a little bit better in the world. Therefore, it would have been a lower percentage of people who need to do inner child healing. It's not about raising children. It's not about raising children too soft or too hard. Like I said, it's not about oh, this is right and this is wrong. Oh no, this is blue and this is black. And that. It's not about that. It's my theory. Hasn't necessarily really nothing to do with truth at this point in time. So it's like, it's not personal. If I didn't show up in a relationship in that manner, and I was loyal and this and that, and I assumed that this individual was able to do that or would operate like that, I expected, whatever the case may be. This is also not blame, though. When accountability is here, this is not blaming self or the other individual. Because like I said, if one knew better, they would do better. So how can we blame somebody that made a mistake? How can we blame somebody who just didn't know any better? That's why you have to forgive self. A lot of things you would not have done in the past that you would not do in today's time that you have done in the past. Because you have learned from it, experienced it already. But sometimes we can't fathom how people show up in the way that they do, but maybe it has less to do with, oh, they're evil, they're narcissistic, they're this, right? A theory. But more so underneath all of that, sadness eventually turns into depression, right? Anxiety, worry, whatever the case may be, eventually turns into stress. All these things. So it's like anger probably eventually turns into resentment. There's things already underneath these things. Sadness probably existed first, and then it turned into anger, which then turned into resentment. Because a person may have felt sad, hurt, etc. about something. Maybe they communicated clearly. Maybe they didn't as much. But I feel like that's probably why the thing is, it's all about how you respond. Not necessarily like, oh, if you respond and punch somebody in the face, oop, boop, you're going to hell. That's wrong. Like, yeah, in many senses, people could feel like, oh, that was wrong, that was da-da-da. And in other senses, people would be like, he was at his limit, maybe. Da-da-da. You know, it's always something. But as I can say as a person of justice, accountability. Because you never really know. Maybe everybody is just walking misunderstandings to one another until they reach a certain level of growth and awareness. But I feel like this is at a point of inner work. And inner work doesn't have to be so spiritual, but more so practical. Remember, we talked about balancing spirituality and practicality. So it don't have to just be, oh, awakening. Right, we're going to label that the spirituality aspect. The practical aspect will just be, awareness. At least that's what I thought I was going to say. I don't even know if that was what I was going to say, because I completely forgot my train of thought. But yeah, so whatever is going on in people's paternal relationships, or just relationships overall, even outside of relationships, one's career, their life, their finances, is giving. Heal yourself, live your life, recover, come into a rejuvenated space, which can happen. Which can happen. Do the shadow work. Do the introspection. Some are already doing the introspection. Any more messages here for the collective? Because a lot of times we have unresolved emotions, trauma, just like the next individual. Sometimes we don't realize it until it gets brought out, due to being on a thin line. So some of you guys, maybe you're on this path of shifting, changing, being aware, evolving. Maybe another individual is, maybe both, maybe this is to come. But I see, oh my gosh, you are doing it. And this sounds like something that is like a success. And this is the Six of Clubs, which is the Six of Wands in tarot. So I feel like this is something that's like worth being praised for. It's like a, oh my gosh, congratulations, whatever the case may be. And remember, earlier in the spread, we had seen something about congratulations. Oh no, we seen celebrations. And it was talking about of self or something like that, celebrating self. People are going to be celebrating you. You're going to be celebrating you. It's just something going on. Look, it says you are supported. Confirmation, you have support. Something is coming. This is another energy that's telling us something is coming. It says be your own friend or lover. We literally talked about it. It doesn't mean that you can't have friends or lovers, but it means be that for yourself, because sometimes we seek these relationships and these close connections. And I remember somebody had asked this question. It was like, why do you want to be in a relationship? It was like some casual video or something. And I literally was asked myself, and I couldn't think of nothing. I'm like, no bullshit, huh? Why do I want to be in a relationship? Like, because I'm really like a lover girl type shit. When I was, I've always been in a relationship. Like, I just love. But the crazy thing is, none of those relationships worked out. That's the crazy thing. But of course, that's when I was in like under the 12th grade, child. And we dating these hormonal high school boys and middle school boys and child, like, you don't know any better, innocent, pure, who knows, child. Now, what was I supposed to be saying? I was supposed to be finishing my sentence, but I kind of don't even remember. Any more messages here? Belt to ass, bruh. I know somebody been getting belt to ass. Somebody could probably be feeling like that's how life been handling them. Belt to ass. Maybe it's just the fact of just learning lessons. Tight. But somebody's ancestors could be significant angels. Okay, karma could just be a thing. And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times we just traumatize each other. And a lot of times we could be giving ourselves karma. You know, how personal we're taking things. We interfere with our own health because we've fallen into depression and stress and all these things. It's really just, it's not that deep, because when you understand that people show up in the world how they show up, it has nothing to do with you, but more so what they're needing to heal, grieve, accept, work through, etc. Look, don't let the world change you. Exactly. Like, a person is now, they went from extrovert to introvert. Love a girl to, oh hell no, I'm a lone wolf. And it's like, keep being the open book, expressive, confident, loving, whatever individual that you are, despite the deceit, the betrayal, etc. Because I guarantee you, whether people did it on purpose or not, it ain't personal. It ain't personal. And when you really, and this is not no delusion, playing with your mind, trying to play tricks on you. This is just straight up what it be given. I just feel like an angel gonna be an angel, a devil gonna be a devil, right? If people show up in a certain energy, maybe they had lacked something at some time in their youth, or whatever the case may be. This is not validating anything. It's just helping one be able to understand more and bring forth enlightenment and actually be able to move forward in life and coexist in a world full of people who are still evolving, healing, just like you are, even though we're all on our different levels. I see why they didn't make jails. I thought I haven't even met probably 10% of humans in the world. But me being who I am, I'm thinking that it's more people that exist in the world as me, and I will come across more people as that. But y'all didn't came. I've been shocked. I have gotten shocked about this world. But I'm not at a space to where, like, I literally have, some people literally will call me a philosopher, a genius, a this, a that. And sometimes things would just go in and out the other ear. Especially to people who are like, I don't know. It's kind of like being called beautiful all the time. And then it's just like, oh, thank you. And it's like, maybe because it's more of a like internal thing. People have to know and feel these things themselves. And maybe they'll actually feel something about it. It don't have to be like that all the time, though. Some people could probably just hear it a lot and just get so used to it and be like, thank you. Yeah. I don't know why people think being pretty, we just like, that's it for us. Now we ain't got to do nothing. Child. Who told you that, sis? Fly. But yeah, it's just energy for sure. We got interracial here. Look, we talking about everybody. Black, white, Hispanic. We talking about everybody. Look, we got self-discipline. Some of y'all, this is going to take self-discipline. Because sometimes you so used to popping off on people. Sometimes you so used to the chaos. Sometimes you so used to this and that. Sometimes you don't even see that what you're doing is probably even detrimental to self, let alone another individual. On your end, you probably think you just venting, you had enough, you da-da-da, right? That's what I'm saying. You don't know until you know. It says life is good, but it's about to get better. We got to do it alone. Yeah. And it says get your emotions in check. This ties to self-control. Self-control, self-discipline, self. As I said before in another collective, this is not saying that since we're not deeming them as the problem, we're deeming you as the problem. No, we're not in a reality where we tell each other, no, you the problem. Or, yeah, I'm right and you're wrong. That's not the point. That's not what what I'm saying. You know how people say, oh, we're here to repent for our sins, or we're here to just live life, or we're here to, somebody always got their way of feeling like why we're here. But aside from all the trying to make everything make sense and all this other stuff, it's like the balance of it all, the harmony, the justice. Because being in this certain space could turn misery into peace. confusion into clarity, or pretty much non-existent. Planting seeds. So if somebody want to get in a union and be in a successful relationship, oh baby, you got to do some work for that. And the inner work that I was talking about when I was like, oh, it could be in a spiritual aspect, as if it's like this whole awakening, or it can be in this sense to where it's like, well, you got to be at a certain level of understanding things. However I was going to say it, it says you are not lost, you are not broken, and you are not a victim. Literally. See, when you start moving in that space and you don't victimize yourself. And when I say victimize, this don't mean that, oh, ain't nothing happened to you, whatever. No, it just means you're not weak, you're not a victim, you're not a sheep that's preyed upon by a wolf, or whatever the case may be. Right? It says if they can't handle you, let them choke. It just gives not dimming your light. Once again, not from a petty standpoint, right? If you want to take it as such, you take it as such. But from like another perspective, right? And what that card has said, child, it's giving God energy. Oh shit. It's giving big dial energy. Okay. It says you are handling it well. You are handling it well. Confirmation for that will be handling it pretty well. Or maybe y'all just been handling things very well. All right. Any more messages here for the collective? It says you are not doing it alone. Invisible forces are working with you. Okay, invisible forces are working with you. On the back of the deck, we got present tense. Okay, it says they don't understand you. Oh well, that's what it says. Yeah, if somebody don't understand you, they just don't. Like I told y'all, this cannot be something that's forced. People have to come into their own awakening whenever they do in their own time. And this is not something that you have to get so upset about, because this is literally not something done on purpose. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, when something don't really benefit, like anger doesn't really benefit you or anybody else. It just shows that maybe, you know, communication, better communication, clearer communication and understanding, etc. needs to be had. Maybe somebody doesn't feel, you know, heard, seen, loved, cared for, whatever. It could be many, many things, but at the end of the day, it bars down to somebody feeling away. And if we treat a situation as such, of course it would be operating from the kindness of our heart, right? But it's sometimes we don't do that. And I feel like it has a lot to do with how we view things. We take things personal. We look at things as, nah, this person wrong, this person bad, this person die. And I don't really feel like that's helping anyone, anybody in the world. I just feel like that's what is going to constantly keep everybody segregated. They want to say these things still exist because, you know, whatever the case may be, or this will never no longer exist. This will always exist. And it's like, we the people, which is why the world is the way that it is. If we take accountability for ourselves, self-discipline, self-care as well, because in order to care and love and understand the next person, you have to give that same treatment to yourself. If you over here beating yourself up about things, calling yourself ugly, saying you don't deserve this, you should die, whatever the case may be, I can imagine how you would feel about the next person. So whereas you come into a space where you feel a certain way and you give yourself time, you're like, I'm going to give myself time because apparently I've had a long day. I'm on a thin line. I understand how I've gotten to this point. I'm going to tend to my feelings, whatever the case may be. You know, so you're doing all that type of self-care, self-love, being understanding with yourself, being patient, whatever the case may be, you'll most definitely be able to do it with others because it's genuine. When doing it with self, it's just genuine. And this don't mean that it's not genuine when you do it with other people, but if you first haven't possibly shared that type of energy with yourself first, no. So it's like whole time we be thinking, damn, this is a whole lot of work I gotta do. I gotta do shadow work. I gotta do inner child healing. I gotta do. When whole time it's actually benefiting you more than you think, and it has nothing. It actually shouldn't even be called work. That's the only thing I can say. We've been misinformed on because we've been misinforming our damn selves based on our interpretations of everything, not the next person. Somebody could say something, another person could say something. This person could be religious, that person could be atheist. We could be saying the same thing, but it's all about the interpretation behind it. That interpretation, then I feel like that's when it starts spreading out into judgment and this and that and boom, you know? But it's all created by human. It's all created by man. It's all created by humans. Therefore, it can change. It was created. It can change. It can shift. But I feel like it's going to take discipline and work on one's own end. So going back to these relationships, right? Going back to career or one's life or work, right? Conclusions or resolutions are within reach, but it's all about us creating them, therefore seeing them. If something does not exist to us but a negative limited mind, that's what our thoughts, therefore beliefs, therefore reality is going to be. You passed the test. Is that passing the test? All this test that everybody talking about is all right, so it says protect your energy, don't stoop to their level. Exactly. If you see somebody else operating in a certain space, that don't mean you do the same. It just don't make sense. It don't make no sense. It's not really doing it. It's not getting nobody nowhere. But if that's not how you view it, like I said, sometimes we don't do things on purpose. We do things because we are hurt. We think that this is appropriate. We're venting or whatever the case may be. Whole time, more problems about to just come caving in. So perception is everything, guys. And so is shadow work. Because at the end of the day, it be your own thoughts that could shift your entire reality. So those whose reality is not the way that they want or see fit, you can change it just by shifting your own thoughts and checking your own energy. And it's really not about checking your energy at the door. It's more about protecting your energy, right? I know a lot of us, we gonna protect myself from the witches and warlocks and the woo-woo. No, it's more like we give ourselves karma. We ain't doing nothing but attacking each other. So if you protecting your energy from somebody, trust me, somebody protecting theirs from you at this point then too, right? Once again, it's not in any type of sense as, oh, you the problem, you the problem, you the problem. No, but there is a problem, but it's not you or me. just like in your relationships, just like within society overall, with the strangers, whatever the case may be. But your whole reality is going to shift, including your relationships, etc. Maybe some of y'all, this has to be something you actively implement in your life. When it comes to a point to where you get angry, set aside a little time before reacting and let yourself know, let me be slow to anger. This is not personal. This person could be genuine within what they're saying and wholeheartedly connect with that. Just like me with whatever I'm feeling and however I'm viewing something. And the reason why I say this, you guys, is because I'm a wise counsel. I speak from experience. That literally happened. Any wisdom I drop, I'm telling you, I didn't have spaces. Me allowing the thought or perspective or belief of spirituality cross my mind, I feel like helped me be able to come into some type of like shifted energy I had felt. Because I'm telling you, I was depressed, etc., this and that. And it's like, next thing you know, within like a shift, on top of me also smoking, I haven't smoked in like a while. So when I ended up smoking again, it's like my tolerance was lower, so I was able to be more, it's like I was on laughing gas that day too. So it was like during that whole period, I was so much in the energy of being so forgiving and understanding. And it was crazy. It was crazy. And then, of course, the next day, I remembered everything, but I no longer was in that energy anymore. I no longer was at that level of giving grace and being able to see something in that certain way and be able to operate in that certain space. I was back to my normal depressed, have my own way of thinking self. And trust, it has a lot to do with like this 8 of Swords energy here and the 3 of Swords energy, So it's like, take time, a lot, like I said, a lot of y'all, it ain't like you 5 years old, 6, 12. A lot of you guys are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. So I feel like you have like, the subconscious mind most definitely is significant. That's what I'm saying. And brings us back to the shadow work. Half of us, we don't even see certain things. So whoever created shadow work, and that's the thing about it, we're always creating something. Maybe it's fine, everybody got their way of viewing, living, thinking. Maybe that shit, real reason you could just create, just do, just live, just experience, right? Maybe it's something else. Am I going to stress myself out, burning myself trying to figure it out? No. So that's what I'm getting with this message. Maybe because I've become aware of this type of perspective, outlook, etc. Even though the cards are literally saying this, I'm not pulling it out of thin air. But this existed to me already. This is something that I knew of to be true already, especially to me, right? Because I've already talked to y'all that it's not about, her truth is the all end all be all truth and da. Nah, because I at one point in time was religious. I ain't even religious no more. I came into spirituality. So it's like I'm always evolving, shifting, whatever the case may be. I may have said something 2 years ago that I probably don't believe in today's time, so it's not really, that's just where I'm at with everything. So that's why my readings are shifting towards this point versus how they probably were 3 years ago, whatever the case may be. I'm just in a space to where I'm open, right? I used to think I was lost, confused, I'm just figuring myself out. I came across a post that said, you're in your becoming. And it's like, what I'm getting from this is I'm just in this space of just being open. Literally, the answers are always be like literally right there. Because if you literally define where I'm at with things, It literally would be open-mindedness or open. Especially when anything could be anything, you know? And you're really fully... So it's just like... I came across different perspectives. Came across the Jesus perspective because that was taught to me or projected or whatever. Then I came across spirituality, which of course was also taught, projected. Everything is just getting passed around. Information, all this. You think I'm smart? Thank you. So that's why I'm at this space, right, to where I'm like, this is the way that I'm seeing the message. I'm not purposely trying to give that type of message out, even though it's cool because I actually, like I told y'all before, wanted to make content to where I don't just use the tarot and oracle cards, because I feel like they sometimes shine a light on where to go sometimes, instead of me, like, it's kind of like an outline. It's kind of like tarot creates some type of outline so you can, you know, gather this, gather that, see what you're going to talk about or something. But see, I want to do it to where I just, off the dome, just get to talking. But I mean, it's still whatever. Well, I don't think I need to pull any more cards. Everybody's situation is different. Once again, you guys, this collective may not have been for everyone, but you are more than likely to be able to take a message from it. Of course, especially if you take it how it resonates for you. That means there's no confusion there, etc. At least to me, it would be. And then anything that's negative is false celebrations. That's what I'm saying. Shift the energy. You've been a negative Nancy 15 years already. 3 decades. Okay? 5 decades. Maybe shift it around to the more other energy. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Any more messages here for the collective? Yeah. Fear is holding you back on the back of the deck, but the same card came out. Self-control. Get your emotions in check. Get your anger, your depression, your anxiety, you know, in check. And this is not, and to put it in a more, you know, sensitive way, tend to yourself emotionally, mentally, etc. Because you probably a conversation away from going off on somebody. You probably an inch away from losing your marbles. And it's fine, be gentle with yourself, right? And I'm not saying it's fine, like, oh, okay, you know, it's fine, do whatever you want. Go traumatize the world. Not to say that always operating in a certain space could traumatize people. I feel like it really all depends on how you view things, how you look at things. If you look at things from a magical, mystical standpoint, spiritual standpoint versus practical, 3D plane, rational, whatever, it will always be different, you know? Some people may look at a situation as, well, I'm protected, and if I come across a situation where I'm not in the best energy and I attract somebody and they meet me in that energy, I feel like this was just designed, that they were made for this. Like, everybody will think differently, whereas another person will probably look at it like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I hurt someone. Whatever the case may be. It probably wasn't even cheating or nothing. It probably was some, like, I mean, it could be hell. Hurt is hurt. Okay. Any type of hurt, whatever. Any type of level. And maybe we think the level, once again, of cheating is up here. because we were taught monogamy, romanticism. Men are made for women, and women are made for men. You know, like I said, that's just where I'm at with it. Who knows? Maybe everything that's already been said is what it is. That's what it is. But like I said, there's so many things that exist, and there's just my own personal experiences that I take into account, my own personal awakenings, realizations, outlooks, perspectives, whatever anybody want to call it. But at the end of the day, I make sure I don't project on anyone, but you take things how you take things regardless. Just like how I thought me coming into spirituality, there was a rule, there was a way. You know, if I did not feel that way, which is not blame, because of course religion existed to me, which was taught to me, and I thought, okay, this is the way then. You know, so it's not blame on your part, on another person's part. It's just about living, learning, experiencing, evolving. That's what's going on. So it's like, don't feel bad. So it's like, yeah, you're losing focus. Get right, honey. All right? Because the pain and the apathy, this is interfering with different things. You are supported. You have been resilient. This is the time where I'm going back to the energy of harvest. Rewards. All right. Any closing messages here? Any closing messages? 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups. All I see is harmony. Tender moments. Good times. But how can somebody do this in this space of deep emotional pain? So we get it. So that means you act. Take a leap of faith. Do what you do. You want to disconnect? Disconnect. You want to reconcile? Reconcile. You want to do this? You want to do that. Whatever it is, do it. There's an opportunity here, a new beginning. I'm seeing awareness, insight, clarity, quick communication, travel, action. Two of Swords, yep. Woo. There's a comforting connection here. It's time to celebrate. It's like this comforting connection and celebration. This is like a good energy, good times for sure. But then it's like somebody frozen with indecision. Tell me more about this 6 of Cups, 3 of Cups. The Sun here. This is a situation that makes somebody happy. Maybe something was illuminated here. I'm seeing positivity, truth, success. Something. I feel like something is going to be a success. It's going to take on one's end, healing themselves and, you know, starting anew or whatever the case may be. Getting out of this self-entrapment, negative thoughts, paralyzed by this energy. Like, this is... What about the Sun? What's going on with the Sun? Why is the Sun out here? Yeah, new perspective. This is time to a new perspective. Maybe somebody came into a new perspective. Got together. Now they're confused, drained, stressed. Ready to move forward. But at the same time, want to work together, even if it's not romantically, or they probably don't want. Yeah, because it's too much hurt here. They are feeling like they got to fight in this connection, or they just be fighting with this person. So it puts them more in this, and this person probably be internalizing things, feeling like something is their fault. So I feel like something is being like highlighted. Like, no, that's not the case. So tranquility, especially better times ahead and connections within the mind, whatever. Something is being restored. Peace is being brought back. An offer here, something tangible, maybe even a romantic connection for some. It's giving Stella got her groove back with this Queen of Wands here. But somebody does not see something. Somebody's intuition could be blocked. They could feel like they're being deceived, or maybe there's some deceptive energy. Is there some deceptive energy around this collective? The deceptive energy could be the thoughts. Yeah, somebody is putting themselves in this space. Ooh, got the Four of Cups. Ooh, and the Lovers. So maybe something with this lover. It's just somebody is in their head a lot about it. Wow, there's so much mental anguish and apathy. But this Lovers is in the upright. Gotta heal. Gotta heal. All right, you guys, my phone is on 2%. Thank you for coming in and joining me. I hope to see you in the next one. And like I said, if not, it's okay. When we come in, synchronicities be synchronicity. Okay. Wow. Tell me more about this Hangman energy. The Tower. Yes. A shift. An uncomfortable fresh start. Ooh, this fresh start is ooh. Didn't see this coming. Somebody probably like maybe a new partner or has this new passion for love, whatever happened in this love. So they feeling dissatisfied or unmotivated, depressed, something with this other connection. Maybe somebody is starting to think more about their values, what they value in a relationship. Confirm the Lovers. Yeah, this is the end of a chapter. Okay, so somebody ended something with somebody, and they're in this space of a new passion for love and life. Or maybe this is what's to come, or maybe this is necessary. It really all depends. Confirm this energy. Yeah, we got new love here. So a new start with this individual, or literally new love. I feel like somebody wants something new. Somebody wants something more secured and new. No, I did not just read it. Taurus could be significant. Child. Look, let's get some synchronicities out here. What is the synchronicity? What is the synchronicity? What is the synchronicity for this message? Pertains to this message. We got soulmate energy out here. Finder of lost things. Finder of lost things. Elephants, feathers, parachutes, the world, traveling, a successful ending. Maybe somebody thought it was ending and it came back around. Confirm this Lover's energy. What's the synchronicity here? We got crystal vision and rise from the Lovers. Community coming out sideways. Somebody could be looking at this lover situation like kind of side eye a little bit. Maybe they just in a more self-serving, disinterest space. Hello, welcome to the team. Thank you so much for the gifts. My phone is about to die, you guys, so I'm about to get off. But this video will be uploaded to my YouTube sometime this week. All right, any last messages, any last confirmations, any last messages, any last confirmations? Yeah, we have Bloom, storyteller, gentleness. Any more synchronicities here? This is a deer. Indigenous individuals could be significant. We got blocked. Okay. Healing. Yeah, these different things. You pass the test. Confirm blocks. Yeah. See. Strength. This is confirm blocks. Child. Ooh, confirm child. Journey. New beginning. New beginning could be block. Child block. Strength block. A little bit. Or something that's very strong. This block energy is strong as hell. Okay, this is probably about a physical child, or it's about like the journey itself. So metaphorically, or maybe like a younger version of self. All this look like it was, yeah. Okay, y'all, wait, I gotta go, y'all. My phone gonna die. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye.